Bold prediction season on this show is in your hands, not mine. What do you guys believe? What are you willing to go public with? First one up tonight. This would be a headline grabber. NWS Andrew out of Gadsden, Alabama. I've got to imagine that stands for National Weather Service, which is in Huntsville in that part of the country. But nevertheless, he said Texas and OU will play for the SEC title. Well, I'm going to put a 9.25 boldness rating on that. The SEC odds are already out at FanDuel. Texas is the co-favorite to win the league. Oklahoma's 9th. Now, that's partly because FanDuel believes Texas has a better team than Oklahoma. It has a lot to do with strength of schedule. We've got our own internal strength of schedule metric here. We got OU playing the toughest schedule in the SEC. We got Texas playing the 13th toughest schedule in the SEC. No conspiracy theories there whatsoever. So I think OU's got to win in Dallas to make this happen. There's a strong likelihood they've got to win in Dallas to make it happen. I'm going to make that one a 9.25. Next up, yet again, another headline grabber if this were to come to fruition, as they say. John from Atlanta said Miami makes the Final Four. Carson Beck is a Heisman finalist. These are probably correlated. Obviously, for Miami to be a Final Four team, Carson Beck had to have had a great season. So I'm going to make this a 9.5. Miami has yet to make the playoff. So for them to make it and then go all the way to the Final Four means they have to make it and then win games. Or maybe they won the ACC. If Carson Beck's a Heisman finalist, they probably did. They had the number 3 passing offense in the country last year. So we're not looking to upgrade. You just kind of have to count on Shannon Dawson to get the most out of Carson Beck and roughly stay in the ballpark of the production they had last year, but not have to match it because a lot of this depends on defense. A lot of this depends on the new coordinator hire out of Minnesota, Corey Heatherman. And you got to have that pan out to where Carson Beck doesn't enter every week knowing, yeah, we got to hang 40 or we're done. Because that was Cam Ward's existence last year. Carson Beck, for the record, number 10, Heisman odds. And a lot of that has to do with his injury. And all I can tell you is he's throwing already, and they expect him to be full go by the start of the season. So outside of that, he'll be on a big stage to start the year. They play Notre Dame week 1. That Sunday night game, I think. So I'm going to put a 9.5 on that. Tough, but doable. Hey, quick timeout. Check and see if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're not, I humbly ask that you click subscribe. It's free. It doesn't sign you up for anything. What it does is it helps us keep this show free so we can just do college football year-round. All right, back to the clip. Next up, Jeff from Knoxville. Memphis wins the most games of any team in Tennessee. It's a 7, Jeff. I don't think it's that bold. Memphis and Tennessee have over-under win totals of 8.5. Middle Tennessee and Vandy have win totals of 4.5. So allegedly, if you were to believe the odds board, this is really between Memphis and Tennessee. Tennessee is possibly in a transition year this year, and conversely, Silverfield over at Memphis has had double-digit win seasons his last 2 years. The one downside there is that means they had a really good team, and now they're 115th in returning production. But, you know, Tennessee, they're losing a lot too. So maybe it's 2 teams in transition years. But I could easily see Memphis winning 9, Tennessee winning 8, or they both win 8 and 7 respectively. So I'm going to make it a 7. It's not all that bold to me. Lastly, for tonight, let's go with Noah from Mishawaka, Indiana. 2 of the 4 semifinalists from last year return to the semifinals this year. So that is Penn State, Notre Dame, Texas, Ohio State. 2 of those teams make it back. That's an 8.5 for me on the boldness scale. That is 3 first-year starters at quarterback. All of them are outside the top 16 in returning production. So a lot of new players at very important positions have to come through, or at least for 2 of them, they do. But it's an 8.5 because, look, there's not like slam dunk answers at quarterback for these other teams. It's not like Ohio State and Texas are returning a ton of production. It's not like, you know, Penn State is returning a ton of production, but you would have to see them do it again to believe it. I know a lot of you feel that way. Georgia, it's got newness everywhere. So someone's going to have to do it. Maybe it's them. I'd put an 8.5 on that one. Good boldness, good solid boldness there. I'd put an 8.5 on that one.